Some members of Parliament of PDL present a bill to extend the effectiveness of the law on the third remission even in areas subject to restriction on landscaping. Many persons see, of course being completely wrong, the solution of the tragedy of the demolition in this bill. But it is not true, because so many bills are born and die at the same time in Parliament, and their approval, if would occur, would spend several months, and meanwhile many other houses of poor people would be demolished. The only legislative solution that immediately will stop the bulldozers is the approval ad horas of a free decree law of government that the Italian Marxist-Leninist Communist Party has presented 2 years ago to all the parliamentary groups of House and Senate and to the Premier Silvio Berlusconi. A decree law that, if already approved, would save the first and only houses of need demolished in this month in the Campania region. And just since for nearly 2 years the Berlusconi government does not approve the decree law suggested from us, this Berlusconi government is, along with the PDL, direct responsible of the demolition of the houses occurred in Ischia, Procida, SantAntonio Abate, Maria La Carità, and other municipalities of our region. And since time, Domenico Savio, Secretary General of PCIML, warns the people of Campania from the deception that could represent the proposal of a bill compared to the desired decree law. And through the decree, because one talks of bill in these days, but we know that many bills are presented, are born and die in Parliament. We know also that the matter cannot be resolved by the future new regional council, because it is only competence of the state, of the government personally, and of the Parliament. But we ask, imagine ourselves this: if PDL has the sincere will to stop the bulldozer because works for the presentation of a bill and does not approve immediately the wished decree law, seeing that the government is led just from them of the center-right, we can say only this: the mob of Sarro, Nespoli, Fasano, Izzo, Giuliano, Vetrella, Campania, Calabrò, Lauro, Pontone, De Gregorio, Esposito, Coronella and Sibilia, the parliamentarians of PDL, signers of the proposal of bill, seems so much about an electoral exploitation. Dear citizens of Campania, to save our homes from the slaughters, we must only continue to fight hardly for asking and obtaining the approval ad horas of a decree law that, if would not arrive immediately at once after the election, the demolitions will resume with greater vigor and inhumanity, just in time for ending the miserable electoral truce requested by political parties to try to soothe the open wounds in the people with the demolition of last weeks, and to try to dam in the abstentionist will of voters. Electoral truce that Domenico Savio in recent weeks, strong of his political experience, had widely expected. We don't know if from here to 28 March there will be still some tragic demolition. It is likely that there will be no other demolition, because this unscrupulous political power is capable of having even an electoral truce. But after the demolitions, be sure that if there is no decree, will resume soon after or just after Easter, because Easter is on 4 April. On 11 April there is the electoral second ballot, and after the state, this violent state, this repressive state, this inhuman state, this state that is not our state, would resume to demolish our unique dwelling houses. But not all. To stay on the subject of electoral exploitation, we recall that a few days ago, Minister Maria Campania had promised to approve a decree law to stop the bulldozer, then backing immediately after in an interview with the newspaper Il Mattino, in which she spoke of a regional law to be approved immediately after the vote, although knowing that any regional law cannot absolutely block the demolitions of our homes. Absurd. Mara, who coincidentally, despite the tragic event, was a major issue for months, occupies herself and consents to the demolition only 15 days before the vote that sees the minister candidate to the Regional Council of Campania. But what a strange coincidence. Dear citizens, don't be fooled faultily by the illusionists of the local, regional and national policy who remember your social dramas only when they must take the votes and then forgetting it immediately after deciding you, among others, without even having the political will to solve the problem of which they are directly responsible, problem that have the moral duty, rather than political and institutional, to resolve immediately.